This week, we're gonna be back with professional hunter Steve Curl. Last week, we saw how he goes around doing problem animal control, and we sorted out some hyenas that were a problem for livestock. But I wanted to see what is the story behind the human side of the attacks with hyenas. So not long after that, I joined Steve for another episode of Hyena Hitman.
Swift Bullet Company presents This is Africa.
Most of the reports that we get is people going out to defend their livestock, and then hyenas are already in a very heightened state of aggression, and when they see movement they just attack. Other attacks happen when people are walking late at night and they come into contact with a group of hunting hyenas. Then the hyenas attack that person as an individual. We have a lot of attacks also of children being taken even out of the houses and huts at night by a hyena. They're just getting more and more aggressive and more bold, especially in the village areas where the only food source is going to be livestock or humans. I am probably the first responder to most human-wildlife conflict where there's actual attacks on humans. There was a man that had his arm completely ripped off by a hyena. I attended and shot hyenas that ripped off a child's face. The child is still alive. His name is Rodwell. And then most recently in a town called Motoko, a child of 3 years old was grabbed by the head and pulled out of the house in the middle of the night. And the mother actually did a tug of war with the hyena and managed to secure the child. This morning I got another call from another area where the wife lost both hands. Her father was attacked and also her brother by one single hyena.
We are in the exact same area where those children were being eaten by the lions, eh? Do you know that? It's the same area.
Right now we are on a call out for hyenas that have been disturbing a village, and I am with the legendary professional hunter and problem animal control artist Steve Curl.
Actually, you have to remember the hyenas have attacked 3 people and ripped the hands off of one of the ladies. One of the victims has had to have both hands amputated. So it's quite a serious issue.
So what's our plan today, Steve?
Get to the village, go to the attack site, get local knowledge on where we think the den is. And if we can identify the den, we're going to set up and try to pull them in.
It's very important to gather local information on animal movement, especially hyenas, what time they call, the direction that they're calling from, whether or not the locals know where the den site is.
Ndanzwa nyaya yacho ndati mapere imangani
vari mwezuro 5 ng'ombe itende zvake
ndezvakadziri kubva kupi magomo yake
macho aya ari apa
alright mira ndotsvaga umomo
nezuro akatanga kuma3 kutotandanisa vanhu kuningirikiri kudhamo vaitowasha madzimai
nangwai masikati
kuma3
kumasikati inofamba masikati rewe hazviiti
aiwazvo
zvakaitikawo
saka dziri kubva kupi mabako iri kupi magomo yake
macho aya ari apa
alright maita
tinotenda
bye bye mdara
okay dear
Anzi they attacked 5 different mombes last night, 5 cows. Eh? So let's find out, because that means there's a lot of them, but I think that's a little bit fictitious, to be honest.
The biggest thing that we find, especially with problem animal control, is I would say 80% of local information is exaggerated lies and it's hope. And you can't necessarily blame the villagers because these hyenas are a threat to life, so they want you there to help them. So they'll normally say whatever it takes in order for you to set up and help in their particular village, whether or not the information they're giving you is true or not.
You see that hill there?
The small one?
That small one, that is that hill there. They say there is a tunnel from that end, it goes to that end.
But coming from where?
Coming from there.
From the big gum?
From that side of that hill, from that side of that hill.
Okay.
Yesterday they said they had come 3 o'clock.
Muscat? I don't believe it, eh? That's what this Madara was telling us, but 3 is too.
I know. Let's go and discuss with the people.
The guys are claiming these hyenas are even moving mid-afternoon at 3 o'clock and attacking. So I don't necessarily believe it, but we'll find out. Let's talk to the guys in the village and see, but I can doubt.
Imapere mangani kuno?
Akawandisa.
Mangani, taura namba yacho.
Namba hainganzikanwi nechikozo choti anouya atigoni kwavere ngatizivi kuti iri nderipi iri nderipi.
11 here kana yato.
Anogona uya 2, mangwani ari 3. Saka tizoti mangani atizivi. Akarova ng'ombe dzakawandisa zuro. Ndatobva undosuka ng'ombe ropa rose ndere ng'ombe. Dzakarova madeko apera.
I'm saying everyone will tell you, come to my house, the hyenas are there. This guy says, come to my house. This guy said, come, because they're so scared, they want you to come and guard them at night. That's how many hyenas are running around. They're panicking. So whoever you talk to, they're going to say the hyenas are at my house. Just because they want someone to come and look after them. It's dangerous. We laugh about it, but 3 people have just been seriously attacked and mauled. So let's see what happens. We're going to the attack site now, so we'll get some accurate information down here.
This is Africa is brought to you by African Sporting Creations.
The bullet, the least expensive, most important part of your hunt. It's the only contact you have with the animal. Swift bonded core technology provides great accuracy, controlled expansion, high weight retention, and deadly terminal performance. Swift A-frame, Scirocco, and the new breakaway solid. All bullets without equal. Available in components and loaded ammunition. Contact swiftbullets.com for product availability.
This is Africa is brought to you by the Houston Safari Club Foundation.
With our local population, there's a lot of superstition around hyenas. They're very much entwined with their beliefs in witchcraft. There's an absolute belief witches ride on the back of hyenas, and that's what they use for their transport when they're doing their whatever they do at night. So there is a lot of superstition about hyenas.
Ndinogara apo padzimba idzi. Saka ndakangozozwa iye ayakudi ayikukwama achidaidzira achitodaidza inini kuti ndiende munonorapa arumwa pachigedhi pamunoona vakashaya basa handisina kana tochi kana chandakabata mumaoko ndaingori ini plain neimbwa isi imbwa ndo dzakatombondibatsiridza akusvika mudzimai wacho azoita zvekuda kunodii kubata murume wake kuti adhonze murume iro richiramba murume nanoti kumuruka ndokusara nomudzimai tezvara baba vangu vachisvikawo ipapo vangongosvikira kuti ndokutowira ndokutorumwa varume munikina wangu ndiye akarumwa apo akadambuka ndokubva achekwa panapa kubva apa kusvika apa vakasakara pesa.
So one guy was bitten all over the face, and the other guy was lost fingers on one hand, and then the other woman's lost 2 hands. So it's not. I used to my peri one.
I won.
Peri one.
He won.
Today we're gonna find a cold area, an open area. We're gonna put our speakers. The sound is like hyenas killing a mombe dying, goat dying. When you hear it, don't come with dogs and spears because then you'll disturb us. The other thing is, if you come there to watch out of curiosity or to see what's going on, and the hyena sees you, it will attack you because it will already be very excited. So whatever we're doing there, we don't need people coming there, you'll disturb us. Now, this is where the attack happened. You can see how close it is to the house. They keep the cattle at night.
Why do they place it so close to their house?
For protection, so they can protect them from hyena. But it doesn't work. These hyenas are too brave. This roof sheet was what the villagers were trying to beat the hyenas with to get them off of the victims. That's why it's next to the danga. So they were banging it for noise and then trying to actually physically beat the hyena with this thing.
Very good.
Right, let's take a walk. The purpose of finding the den, if you can find where they stay. Number one, you know exactly where they are. Number two, you've got a very high chance of shooting more than one, which is ideal. You want to eliminate all of them if possible. And number three, you just know you're in the zone. So if the first calls don't work, you can change the calls till you get a reaction. But I'm very sure with the calls I have, even the first call, if we're within the correct distance for the den, we should be in anyway. Tomira, Tomira kuno. Ranjit gomoirori. So apparently we're at the den, so let's go see if we can find spoor. But I'm not going to go all the way up to the den. If you go all the way up to the den and leave your scent around there, then you burn the spot and they won't come out. This one here. This one here. You can see the toes, 1, 2, 3, 4. The back pad is very big, so the whole spoor is literally that. So that's the front foot. This is the back foot. The feet are different sizes.
Okay.
Right now about 800 meters from where the attack took place. And this is the hill. So the den is less than a kilometer from the house in a village area. This has never been a farming area or a cattle ranch. So it just goes to show you how they're living right in amongst people.
There's definitely something eerie about following an animal's footsteps that you know has attacked a human, or in this case actually several humans. So I'm excited to see how this plays out, to be honest. It's very different and somehow exciting.
No more spoor on this pathway that we are following. So it means that the hyena that we were following has turned up and gone to the way we believe the den is, which is underneath these rocks right behind me. Right guys, we've had a good look at the den. We followed the spoor down to the water source. If you have a look, this is where the hyenas are drinking. This particular little flay is a perfect spot to set up with the caller. So we're probably 800 meters or less from the den. The water source, food, cover, it's perfect. So I think we're going to make a plan to set up in this little valley right here. These are some stadium speakers, a little bit worse from where. If you have a look, you can see where the hyena has destroyed them once before. We have to pen or beat them back into shape. Just to give you an idea, they are very loud. The sound I think goes about 2.5 to 3 Ks, so you get a good calling distance. It's a homemade system. You can see the reels of wire about 100 meters long. We normally put the vehicle about 70 meters away. A couple of times I've had hyenas actually attack the vehicle, which is not very comfortable. So what we're doing tonight, hopefully we're going to aim these speakers towards where we believe the den is. Another one perhaps to bounce sound off of another hill in the background, and see if we can get the hyenas to come straight in. We have had occasion where they pull down this tripod setup that I'll show you shortly, and as you can see, destroy the speakers. So hopefully we'll be able to shoot them before that happens. So this is the setup that we're using.
This is Africa is brought to you by Swift Bullet Company.
I hunt for escape.
I hunt for conservation.
I hunt for tradition.
I hunt for empowerment.
I hunt for the challenge.
I hunt for the adventure.
And I hunt
for
me.
This is Africa is brought to you by Pulsar.
Steve, you've done a lot of these PAC animals. Tell me, what equipment are you most comfortable using?
I've tried and tested all kinds of gear. Some have been very good, other stuff has been very bad. The best equipment I've found so far is Pulsar. They're the best out there. It's definitely value for money. What I like about the Pulsar units is that they're very simple to use.
They have very good distance. They've got very good range detection. The thermals are outstanding. If I can just show you a bit of the gear that I've got for tonight. First, we've got the new Axion XQ35. This is the LRF model. It has a rangefinder, nice low base magnification, so it's awesome for your field of view, especially on moving animals like hyenas that come running in. It's very small, very handy. You can throw it in your pocket, carry it anywhere. The battery life is very good. It's at least 8 hours of continuous use. Not that we're continuously scanning, but in case you're out all night, this is a perfect little thing to have. I think the detection is well over 1,000 yards, so you can pick stuff coming in from a long way. The image is exceptional on the inside, and the sensor is excellent. So general scanning, this thing is outstanding. This is what I'd recommend. If you go to what we have on the rifle, as far as shooting, this is a 338 Win Mag. What I like about Pulsar, it can handle the recoil of just about any caliber up to 375. This is the XQ50, the Thermion 2, a brand new model. Like I said, very simple to use. Push the power button on, hit record, you're good to go. It's got one shot zero. An awesome piece of kit. It holds at zero very well. If you're gonna mount something for shooting problem animals at night, this is probably the best unit out there that I'd recommend. And like I said, it's exceptional. Hopefully tonight you can see the field of view is very big. If you look around behind me at the setup, so definitely you want something with a big field of view that has very good range detection, and that is also holds at zero. So your accuracy is guaranteed. So you know when you pull the trigger, that animal's down. Like I said, this is the 338 Win Mag, 375 case. It does have recoil, but because I'm using the Pulsar, I'm not worried about point of impact shift or anything like that. So this is the weapon we'll be using tonight. The other sight that I have is also a Pulsar. It's a Digex. It's the night vision. It's a digital night vision that uses an IR backup. This is the backup gun. We always have a primary shooter and a backup, just because the animals that we're hunting, especially the latest one, have attacked people. The Thermion is the primary shooter on the 338, and then the Digex I'll use as a backup on the backup gun, which is a 308, which is semi-automatic. I very much like the Swift A-frame. They've got very good expansion, very good penetration. I believe that on the animals like we're hunting, we want to have an entrance wound and an exit. I prefer an animal to bleed out of 2 holes rather than 1. And I find that the A-frame gets the best knockdown power and penetration out of most of the ammunition that you can get out there. But very good gear, very good stuff to use. This is probably the best I've used, and I'll continue to use it.
Steve, thank you for the opportunity for letting me have a go tonight. I do feel like I have the weight of the village right on my shoulders, but hopefully we can make them proud tonight. We've driven a long way to come here and try and get rid of this problem hyena. And you know, on waiting for darkness, there was this enormous storm brewing on the horizon, and I was livid that we might not actually get to shoot at this hyena. So I begged Steve, please, can we just start calling early?
Now we are gonna get wet. Oh my God. We're right on the cusp of 10 minutes to start calling. Let's try now. Get the interest going anyway. Come on. Why don't you try it this early?
We never call early because hyenas are nocturnal, so we always wait till it just gets dark. That is probably the time to start calling.
I got busy begging Steve with my biggest begging face, and eventually he did fold.
Let's try.
This is Africa is brought to you by Riton Optics.
Houston Safari Club Foundation. Our mission to preserve the sport of hunting through education, conservation, and the promotion of our hunting heritage. Each year we provide outdoor experiences and education for hundreds of high school students. We've proudly awarded $2.4 million in scholarships and funded over $4 million in grants. We exist to serve the hunting and conservation community. We are the Houston Safari Club Foundation. Learn more and join today at wehuntwegive.org.
This is Africa is brought to you by Swift Bullet Company.
They immediately respond and come running in. There is no delay. Majority of the time they come in what I like to call is hot, where they come in screaming in at full speed.
Eh, achema, manzo, asiri kure.
So they definitely responded to the first call, but they're further away than we think.
Irukuya. Eh, inouya.
Turn on. Make sure you're recording. Coming in. Coming in hotter. On the right. Coming.
Gonna come right through this gap. Coming through this gap. Coming. There. Get on him. Wait for him to stop. Stay on him. Stay on him. Okay. So stand still. So I son went wrong.
And it came in very hot, ran around. It had a look at us, could see us, and I knew that it probably would be headed out if we didn't get a quick shot at it.
Coming back. There he is. I've got a shot of you. He came in hot at pace, eh?
But he came fast.
My goodness.
Running at that speed, there was no ways I could get a beat on him. He was gone before I even knew what was going on, really.
He came in,
My friend, like a rocket.
ready to run, all the way around, came in again.
The priority is to end the threat to life. That's why I took the quick shot. To say hyenas, especially the large hyenas, are exceptionally tough. The one I shot with Andy was a double lung hit, and I still managed to run quite a distance. And that is one of the reasons why I like to use heavier than normal calibers, especially on hyena, which is your 300 Win Mag and your 338 Win Mag. The thermal units, the scanner and the scope, if that hyena runs off, you can actually see the blood spore and you can track, especially in the pitch dark. And they're very, very helpful for locating animals that are down. You can see them at a great distance.
Hold on, I've seen something.
I'm just going to make sure it's dead quickly. Yeah, it's dead, eh? In between the houses, in the middle of a village, eh? And these things attacking people, definitely a threat to life, eh? No, dead. Better.
It's extremely important. Like I'm saying, the threat to life is real. It's not fictional, I'm not exaggerating. There's a lot of loss of life. People get killed by hyenas quite frequently. And if you don't take care of the problem, it just means there's going to be more death and more suffering. So it's exceptionally important that someone does this kind of work.
Well, folks, another interesting African story. If you're interested in Africa, please don't be shy. Get hold of me, www.tiafiveta5.com. We'll see you right here next time on This is Africa.
Next time on This is Africa, Andy and his hunters take advantage of an old buffalo bull that has taken residence in a rural African field, becoming a danger to the locals